This is Voodoo Vince. We're here on Xbox Series X taking a look at this classic Xbox platforming game. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So what are we getting here? Well, it's 1080p at 60 FPS, auto HDR. And yeah, it's kind of actually like a really charming, fun, I guess you would kind of call it first party 3D platformer. Because it's like, it is first party, but it's also kind of like not, I don't know how to really describe that. And I know all of this because I've actually interviewed the main creator behind it, Clayton there. And you can actually, I'll include the interview as a link in the video description and as a pinned comment in case you're curious about reading up on the game further, because it was really cool. So, you know, the reason we have this remastered version is because Xbox was unable to make the original version backwards compatible. It didn't really work for whatever reason or another. So they decided to do a remastering of the game to bring it back. And what's really neat is that they, so basically it's like a family project too, which is kind of neat, because Clayton and his wife both, you know, worked on this game when it came out. And then years later, they were able to have their kid come and do, I guess, some of the music and stuff on the game as they both came back to, you know, kind of improve this one for the remastering experience. And it could be a little difficult, this one. I remember getting fairly frustrated doing, like, I did a full walkthrough of the game, so if you want to, you know, watch the game or whatever, you can. It's not terribly long, but it's good length, and it's just kind of a fun, quirky, weird 3D platformer. And honestly, something that Xbox should revisit down the road. I think it would be fantastic to have this franchise maybe continue or get referenced in other places, because it's, you know, Vince just deserves a little bit more love. Such a weird, quirky character. You know, like the pins in there and the strange supporting cast, and
love that sound.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just, I really do think this could be a fun little character. There's a few, you know, platforming characters that Xbox has just kind of like, you know, sitting there. You know, we've got Blinks, you know, the Time Sweeper, and you know, Banjo-Kazooie. Oh wow, fell off into the abyss there.
Darn. Still
You know, Banjo-Kazooie, and it's just, it's a little disappointing to see a character like this that, you know, gets a little bit of love here or there, but doesn't get enough support to really come back, if that makes sense. Because I do think it's such a, like, a weird scenario, and we're just in one of the open world areas. There's lots of, like, collectible kind of things you can gather. Oh, what's in the reflection? It's Voodoo Vince. I don't know, I mean, like, just look at him. He's got some interesting little bits and one-liner things and stuff like that, but, you know, there's a lot you can kind of discover and find as you go through, you know, different areas trying to get the job done. It's a very weird thing. So yeah, it does look quite clean visually. It is actually quite sharp. I mean, with 1080, it is going to be, you know, you're going to see some little jagged lines around things, but for the most part, this was a very clean, good upgrading. There's some boss battles. There's some different, you know, teleporting type things. Oh, I don't know if I want to do the race. No, I remember the race being frustrating. Get me out of here. And it all loads a lot faster too, which is nice. So you get these offbeat characters. You get to use different vehicle things. You're in a weird voodoo world where magic is a big part of stuff. Actually, I'm trying to find... There's like these travel things. The Rat Race Rodeo. That kills me. But yeah, you can see there's some collectible things to grab. And usually there is like a crossroads. Yeah, I can use that crossroads to fast travel. So I want to go to a different area. Anyways, it's a quirky, weird character with some wild moments. It is a good story. And it was really nice because I was having, like, you know, when I did my walkthrough thing, I was having some, you know, like, copyright issues basically because there was some company going, you know, doing that with the music, and he helped me out with that, Clayton there. And just really appreciative of like some of the extra context I have to this one, if that makes sense. Like, you know, some of the extra details that I've learned about this series and stuff. That's why I love when I can to get like interviews and whatnot set up, because it just really allows you to, you know, learn a lot more about what a game is and what it has to offer, because there's always these stories, you know, behind, what is that, earth, water, and wood? That's funny. But you know, there's all these tales behind the journey of different games and how they're made and how they, like, you know, come back, and it's really, really neat to see something like this return after so many years, because it is a weird, quirky, different game. So you got something like 30 different voodoo attacks you can unleash, there's different hazard things you gotta deal with, 30 detailed levels, swamps, lost quarters, you know, and it's just got like a, you know, from New Orleans streets to like some other crazy places. And while it definitely does, you know, aesthetically kind of look like something from the era, I think the improvements to the visuals and the cleaning of it is just like a nice, really good long-term offering, quite honestly. Like, you could look at it and you're just like, wow, this is, you know, it's a cool game. It's a weird game. Like, you're probably just watching this being like, what is this? But you do actually, you know, do stuff on levels. I'm kind of moving through like some of the more open areas, and I don't really have, you know, specific goals in mind that I'm trying to do, other than maybe grab a collectible here or there.
Granny hits harder.
I don't know, it's just, from the perspective of like someone that probably made this, you've got like this character that you created years and years ago, you know, over a decade ago when they did this remastering, because I think this remaster came about 13 years approximately after the game released, and then since then, you know, it's been quite a few years as well. And you just got this cool character that you've made, and there's like, you know, probably I would say a niche community around it, but there still is people that, like, you know, care about the character, are intrigued about the character, and it's just like, it's really neat to sort of show it off and fable, you know, what Voodoo Vince is, because I do think it's such a quirky, weird, you know, Xbox character. Oh, that you don't really hear anything about. Like, I don't even think most people would even know, you know, who Voodoo Vince is. And I think that is just a little sad, because it is a cool character. Okay, I don't remember how to do the glide thing. Ow. He's so weird. Such a strange character. Do you love that sound? Madam Kaufman's Risky Burlesque, home of the Setzer Salsa? Such a strange title. Like, I don't know what you would really do with this one going forward. I would like the idea of them doing a follow-up. I think would be kind of cool. But to do a follow-up, you might need to do more awareness. So it would be like, do you remake the original, and, you know, how you would do it today? How do you transfer this character forward? It's so many questions, but the biggest thing is just kind of being like, hey, Voodoo Vince is still around. Voodoo Vince is a pretty cool character. I just, like, you know, if they do like a Smash Bros type thing for Xbox, I think this would be a really fun inclusion that most people would be like, huh? Well, that's a lot easier than platforming up here. I can't believe I actually spent all that time doing that when the horse could have just kicked me around. Oh, and again, yeah, this one can be like, you know, it has some decent moments of ease, but there can be some really frustrating points when I was doing like some of the late game bosses and platforming. I was just like, oh, high levels frustration. Extra health. But if you take the time, you go around the areas, there's other secrets you can find and different things you can do. It's a cool game. I haven't really been showing off even really what the full kind of thing of it is. Because, you know, it is a platformer. It is a 3D platformer with cool combat and weird moments. Oh, jeez. Maybe we'll actually go and try to do a level here in a sec. I'm just kind of, like, getting distracted by all the little hidden secrets that I keep coming across, like the little collectibles where I'm like, oh, I should grab this. Stuff like that. Oh, so we are going to go a little bit through the sewers. Ooh, should not have done that. I way overestimated the jumping capabilities of Voodoo Vince. Okay, well that's not going well. Yeah. No, there goes all my extra lives. So yeah, major takeaway. Looks good with this version. It's a cool game. It's worth checking out if you like 3D platformers. It's really different. It's a historical Xbox title that I feel really doesn't get the appreciation that it deserves. And it's just like a quirky kind of thing. Like, it is really just so weird to go through. I don't even know specifically why I ended up doing like a whole walkthrough thing for it, but I think I was just kind of like, this is a neat kind of game. Oh, Main Street, okay. And I love the music too and the atmosphere. Because it's surprisingly full of life and detailed for something of the era, I would say. Why, hello there, froggy things. And this one looks a little bit more deadly. Yeah, look at this, hidden surprises. I like the little different enemies, they're so weird. And I also, like, later on you get to like these almost carnival type places, and those ones are really neat. And I don't think anything, because you know, I was saying difficulty wise, it's pretty hardcore at times, but I don't think there was anything that was like too impossible to do, but there were things where I was just like, ugh, this is brutal for me. I really like these spaces. I'm just trying to really picture, you know, what a redo of this might be like. The docks. So that's the initial area. See, it all kind of like seamlessly treads between each other. Ah, look at those gorgeous 2D flat backdrops. That's where it's at. It's a lot easier when you've done all the work, eh? What's the drawing down there? Like a detective kind of hyper thing? He's got like the cat going on. Ooh, the back stoop. Power icons unlock new Voodoo powers. No way. I don't know. I don't really have any more details to go on about with Voodoo Vince. I hope I made my case for somebody to maybe like be like, oh, this is Voodoo Vince. Pretty cool character. And be like, yeah, Voodoo Vince is neat. And the game's neat, and I just kind of... I want to see something more from this character someday. It would be a really pleasant surprise. I'm trying to like clip through the wall here again, because I kind of saw something through there. You know what I mean? It would just be like a really pleasant sort of thing to be like, oh wow. You know, Voodoo Vince's return, be like, I know that character. Other people would be like, huh? How do we get out of this place? Oh, we gotta go this way. Just a little small room. Last National Bank of the Big Pig service. That's funny. Let's get down to the fast travel point here. Maybe show off a little bit of the swamps. I love the little trolley thing. It's just ridiculous. But it makes sense for the fast traveling. Downtown Crypt City. I think that one's kind of cool. Oh, this is the maze type creepy house thing. Oh, this one is this is a weird spot. Yeah, it's like a mansion thing, and you learn about some details and stuff here. That's what I thought. Can't handle the voodoo. Hoodoo ya voodoo. Yeah, the dangerous inner mansion.